Hello everybody, at the moment of recording this, it is 16 days till Devil May Cry 5 comes out. It will be for my 15 days till Devil May Cry video, but, so, I came up with this idea, and, so I always wanted to do this. I wanted to try to play Devil May Cry one-handed, with one hand or the other, it doesn't matter, and when I started doing it, it just hit me. First of all, I could do a video on it. That's the less important bit about it. I'm running out of ideas, okay? I've done S rank runs, I've done perfect S rank, I've done no damage, I've done so many runs of this because I have no ideas. I've done streams. For yesterday, I forgot to upload, but well, didn't forget to upload, but I didn't think the DMC3 stream would take so long, if that makes sense. So what I ended up doing was I ended up renaming my stream to 16 days till Devil May Cry, but I just think this would come in so useful because so the more important bit is there are people out there who only have one hand. I don't know if there are any trying to play Devil May Cry, probably not, it's a very complicated game. But I thought of controls, so this could be as a challenge, or this could be as actual useful information for someone who doesn't have two hands, has only one hand, or something. And I just thought, so there are, I'm gonna keep it as this, doesn't really matter, that's just my regular setup of Devil Break, of my for starting Devil Breakers, but I think this would come in really useful. Alright, so first of all, we've got just a regular one, right, we've got this, two-handed, right? You can pull off some really good stuff. Taunts, shots, swings, and all that, right? Exceeds. But not everyone can do that with two hands, so I thought of this whole controller thing. And, alright, so I'm gonna go with left-handed first, why not? Alright, so actually, right-handed. Nah, left-handed, because I started with left-handed. Well, maybe it's like a challenge, like if you want the Neuro challenge. Hold on. Just... Alright, now obviously this might take some time to get used to. It's just the easiest way I found to do this. But what you would do for the left-handed... So this is the one... I recommend using this with auto because it's so you're only allowed to use the left part of the controller, which is D-pad, trigger, bumper, and a stick, an analog stick. So it's not very useful. So you can move, which is good with the left one. So that's the good bit about it. Bad thing about it is the only other things you have is exceed and your breakaway move, which I'm not gonna do because I want to keep my arms. So what you would do is go to options. Oh yeah, by the way, this is for auto assist because obviously this is gonna be hard with this specific one because for some reason the idiots at Capcom thought that it would be a good idea to, instead of having each individual arrow on the D-pad, you just have the D-pad as a whole. So what you would do is first of all, your jump would be your left trigger, and then your exceed can be the right trigger, and then the unused bit, we'll get to that later. Alright, and then so alright, exceed, I'll keep it at that for now. Alright, so I'm just gonna change my jump. My gun attack will be the D-pad, anything on the D-pad, and my melee attack is gonna be my L1 or left bumper. Right? So that's gonna be it. Now this is for auto assist, so Devil Breaker isn't gonna be that useful. Now if you want to play this without auto assist, I'm gonna go to that later. Alright, but anyways, now that would be pretty much it. Now breakaway, I don't know. So breakaway would be X, I think. Yeah, X would probably be one of the better ones. I would have exceed as the right trigger, which is unused, and then we have our unused, and then so unused would be triangle and square. There we go. So now what I have is I'm gonna put my hand away. Alright, so you're just gonna have to trust me on this. I'm only using one hand, and then with my left bumper I attack, and then with my left trigger I jump. I have auto assist on, so that shouldn't be that much of a problem. So this is the easier way of doing it. So if you're left-handed, well done, you have the easy way. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but you genuinely just have. So I use the down D-pad arrow to shoot usually, because it's just the closest and the most comfortable to go after having my thumb on the stick. Alright, obviously I can switch to my options and then like skip that, and then since I have auto assist, I can just perform combos with just simple button outputs, also known as just that. Just the left bumper, and that's it. That's about it. Alright. So I'm gonna just quickly defeat these guys. I'll try it anyway. If you want, it's kind of similar for the right side, but like for the right side, for both auto assist and not auto assist, you would actually have to do something in the PlayStation controls, like for the whole PlayStation, the button assignments. It's kind of painful, I know, but so I'm gonna try to take screenshots, and I'm gonna try to edit this video and then upload it for tomorrow. You're not really gonna be using your lock-on because you pretty much can't. It's on the other side of the controller, and there's not really much of a way to implement that right now. Alright, but anyways, so going back to this, so what you want to do is so this is the auto assist version of left hand only. So it's quite simple. Very simple, actually. Not much to it. Alright, and now, so I'm gonna go back to my controls, and now I'm going to do the auto assist for the right hand. So I'm gonna reset all of this, and then my melee attack, I want that to be my right trigger, or R2. My gun attack I want to be the same. My jump I actually want triangle. My double break I want the same. This is gonna be unused, actually. Didn't think this through. No, this is gonna be X, and that's pretty much it for this. But you're gonna have to go into your play. So I'm gonna take screenshots of this. Changed. So I'm moving around with my right stick now, and it's kind of weird. Actually, no, I've done this wrong. This is the simple one, right? So instead of doing that, wrong thing. I've made this way too complicated. Sorry about that. Ignore that completely. So my melee attack is gonna be this one again. My gun attack is gonna be just X. Yeah. My jump is gonna be this, and then my unused is gonna be triangle, and my lock-on, ooh, that can be a problem. My lock-on, I'll just I did not think this through, did I? What button don't I? Oh yeah, this. But actually, I want No, never mind. No, never mind. I said never mind. Right. So now I move around with my right stick. I jump around with my right trigger, and then I attack with this. So it's pretty much the same, and then I shoot with X. X or A. So not really much special. It's pretty much the same thing. Now, since I've already changed that, I'm going to go back into my my options, and then the complicated bit begins. So, for the savages with only a right hand who want to have the full experience of Devil May Cry and not use auto assist, first of all, you're insane. Second of all, I have full respect for you, and third of all, please use this. This is pretty much the simplest thing I could come up with, but still using this the most comfortable thing that I found for my PlayStation controller. Might be different for Xbox, I don't know. Might feel a little more comfortable there, might feel a little less comfortable. But my melee attack, I want that to be the trigger now. I want my lock-on to be the same, because you need the lock-on. You won't be able to, well, okay, never mind, I'll say later. And then my jump I actually want to be triangle. And is that it? I think so. There's not much change, like, I can easily just switch my melee. But, yeah, I feel like the jump is a little more comfortable that way. Because I have this weird claw grip. So, so how you're gonna control this is you're gonna have your thumb on the right analog stick. You're gonna have your pointer on the actual buttons, and then you're gonna have your middle finger on the lock-on, and then you're gonna have your ring finger on the melee. Well, that's depending. So actually, what you can also do is, because this is gonna be. So for moving around, I think it's the best if you have it as triangle or Y, your jump, because think about it. If you put it to your X or your A, how are you gonna jump comfortably? It's not very comfortable with a claw grip. By the way, my pointer is on the shape buttons, so that's how I've got it, and it's more comfortable than if I was gonna do X. Now, for my trigger, I'm just gonna attack like that. So I'm not really gonna. So what I can do is just quickly transition from my lock-on, which is my right bumper, to my jump, which is my triangle, and then use my middle finger for my this. Oh, don't let me turn auto assist off. There we go. See. See, now it's good. So that's for my auto assist off. Now what I can do is use my middle finger to lock on as well. So if I'm gonna be pulling enemies towards me, I'll lock on with my middle finger even, and then I'll pull them towards me by pressing circle with my pointer. And then I would also shoot with my pointer, and then I'll jump with my pointer. And then if I wanted to go to attack, I would quickly switch with my middle finger to my trigger. It's not very far away. So, and then if I want to do like a lock-on move, I lock on, and then I can use that then. It's really hard to do caliber, but it is possible. It's hard, but it's possible. This is probably the easiest way I have. Now, for the last one, you're actually gonna have to change quite a bit in the button assignments. Right, so I'll be right. It's a bit confusing. So then what you're gonna do is go back to your options. So now I'm using my D-pad to select and all that. It's weird. So I'm gonna go to my controls. And then I'm gonna have my melee attack as no. This is weird. It's trippy, okay? Don't mind me. Right, so I'm gonna have my melee attack as the left trigger. I'm gonna have my lock on. Well, first of all, actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna reset the whole thing. So I'm gonna have my melee attack as my left trigger. I'm gonna have my gun attack as my it's gonna say square, but that's fine. Okay, and then my jump as triangle. Pretty much, well, it's really weird because now my D-pad is acting as my buttons, and it also shows it on like this because it's button assignments and all that. And Devil Raker is the same. And then I want my lock on to be the left this. My exceed I want to be on the other side. Nope. Doing this all wrong. Alright, and then for my unused, I'm gonna have pretty much this. And what was the other one? What's the other one that's unused? It's the right trigger. No, the right trigger is used for the exceed. What's not used? Hold up. So I've got my buttons, I've got that. Is it? Oh, it's my this. My R1. Then what I'm gonna do is go back. And then now I've pretty much got the same controls. But just with my left hand. And then I'm actually gonna go through with my left hand. Yeah, sure, why not? Charging up my Devil Breaker. It might be kind of hard to believe that I'm only using my my left hand. That's all I'm doing right now. See, it's kind of efficient, but at the same time, it can be confusing to get used to. It can be a challenge, or it can just be. Oh, Gerber is like really just. You're pretty much not going to be using Gerber at all. Oh god, this is bad. Oh no, I'm not enjoying this. I know it's kind of hard that to believe that I'm only using one hand. It's like I'm almost as bad as I am with using both my hands, aren't I? It's all right. Alright, there we go. So now, I'm gonna have to go through this. Oh god, I'm actually quite nervous for this. Obviously I won't get as much style points. You know what, it's not that hard to do streak, you just lock on with right bumper and then go forward and then do that. It's quite simple, actually. It's not too bad. It's way harder with the reboot though. I won't do it for the reboot, don't worry. It's pretty much impossible to have all your moves on one side. Because I pretty much have my D-pad, right? So I've got my jump, I've got my Devil Raker, I've got my gun, I've got my sword, I've got my lock on. Alright, and then yeah. Oh, it's probably hard to do wire snatch. Screw you. Oh no. Oh no, hold on. I didn't think this through. Oh, it's quite simple actually. Never mind. Yeah, I can still taunt. Oh. Oh, we're getting an exceed in. Oh, my first exceed of the game. Oh, I'm glad that I'm also getting green orbs. Because I need those. Oh. Accidents happen. I accidentally hit. You can change it if you want, but I don't see why you would. It is bad, I admit, but that's as good as I can do. That's pretty much as good as you can do. It is quite difficult. Don't get me wrong, it really is. Where are you? Oh, you're there. That big sack of reds, and that's about it. Alright. I'll also try to fight the Goliath. You might, just might want to switch to, oh yeah, by the way, since it does say X on there, but you just hit the down on the D-pad, because, you know, button assignments change, so now, whenever you think the PS4 thing, whenever you press the D-pad, the PS4 thinks, like, the down on the D-pad, it thinks that it's X. If that makes any sense? That's how it works, anyway. But that just proves how you can play the game with one hand. And you know what? If you really want, you can do that for the simple controls. Right, let me do it right now. I'm gonna do simple controls. I'm gonna do my simple controls. Alright, that's the wrong thing. That's so wrong. On so many levels. Wait, actually, no, I did it right. Or did I? I don't remember. My melee attack was, this. Wrong thing. Yeah, I want to carry on with that. My gun attack was the same, pretty. I'm gonna keep it like that. My jump was this. I'll keep my Devil Raker, and I'll have my, I don't... I'll keep my lock on. Actually, no, I didn't even do that. Well, then I guess my lock-on has to be this. And now let's just turn on automatic. Devil Raker's still the same, gun still the same.
Not gonna lie.
It's just now it's simple. You can do this as well. That way, actually, also you can switch your share button and your other one, which is. I'm not gonna do that. Screw that. I don't need you anyway. I probably need her, don't I? Whatever. I'll fight the Goliath. Why not? With one hand. I'll do it for the sake of the video. keep in mind I'm using automatic right now. Oh, already got hit. Alright, I think I'm doing quite well for now. So I thought, alright, but anyway, so my mindset is with the automatic, which is probably going to be the preferable option. You don't need that complicated controls for that, because if you have automatic, you're probably not going to be using lock-on as much. You might be using lock-on, but maybe not as much, and you're probably not going to be using your Devil Breaker as much, because pressing the melee attack automatically uses it for you. From time to time anyway. But so you can still use it. Oh no, oh no. Okay, I had to use my right hand for a sec. Okay, don't judge me. It's difficult. But like I'm thinking, especially if you only have one hand, like I spoke, which it's probably not many people if you're playing Devil May Cry 5. But I was just thinking, yeah, just have the jump and have the melee, like, easily accessible. So I thought the triggers and the bumpers. So I've got as the bumper, I've got the melee attack, and I thought just the trigger would be, I just thought it would be nice if it was like that. And then you're not really going to be using your, you might be using your gun, but maybe not. Actually, scratch that. I will, for my options, I will actually, wrong thing. Controls, for my gun attack, I'll actually have that as X since it's unused. Or triangle. Actually no, triangle's lock on. Yeah. No. I'll have this as that, and then this as this. There we go. You're not really going to be using your lock-on, and if you are going to be using your lock-on, it'll probably be just that. So now I've got my gun button as easier access, I guess. If I ever do want to use it. Should have probably been the Devil Breaker, don't you think? Alright, maybe not really. I don't know if you get what I'm saying for the button assignments part. I just basically switched my buttons, like I mirrored my buttons with my D-pad arrows. And then do that, boom, one-handed. I'll take a screenshot. Do you see my style points? Did you just did you just see my style points? Yes, that will be decreased, indeed. That's more than I usually get with both of my hands. Excuse me, what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I meant to do that. What? I'm really confused right now, but that'll be it for the video. I'm gonna have to change that back. It's gonna be a pain to get to that menu. But once I change it back, I'll be all fine. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to play play Devil May Cry 5. If you're one-handed, if you're left-handed, I definitely recommend doing what I just did. And if you're right-handed, I also recommend the auto assist one. The regular one without auto assist is kind of complicated. I just try to like put in all of the controls rather than simplify it. See, alright, I'm gonna explain it one more time, just in case you didn't get it. So I'm gonna go back to the mission. Oh yeah, way to show that sensational style. Alright. I might also attach a video with that. Of me showing you exactly what I mean. Actually, no, I can't really do that, can I? Right, anyway. Press any button, continue. Yeah, I'll probably record a video separate to that. In case it still doesn't make any sense. Alright. Just waiting. God, it's really hot in my room. I'll just start. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't have much red orbs. That's because I completely deleted my save. Like, I went into my storage on my PS4 and I completely erased the save because I was getting bored of just getting more orbs. Right, so basically what I mean is, so I switched my jump to the left trigger. So that's simple. I just do that with my middle finger. I jump around. With my pointer finger, I have it on the bumper, or L1, and I hit with that. With my down arrow on the D-pad, doesn't do anything. With my right arrow, I shoot, so it's kind of mirrored. Or not. Actually, no, it's not. That's just the lock on, which I just put there because you actually have to have it for something. So the up arrow is shoot, then the left arrow is to use my breaker. Then that's pretty much it. As the other ones, for example, I have other things, like I have the exceed as my right trigger, but that's because I couldn't put it anywhere else, and like you're not really going to be using exceeds that much, are you? If you only have one hand. For cycle doesn't do anything. X destroys the arm? No, that's... So 3 of them don't do anything. So, yeah. So triangle destroys... No? Oh yeah, the left trigger destroys the arm. Oh yeah, because, now the buttons act as the D-pad. Yes, so this destroys the arm. There we go. So none of the buttons do anything. You're not going to be using the buttons anyway if you're left-handed. Yeah, but this is the one, if you're going to have a challenge, do one arm. I recommend this one, that's the easiest, and people are going to be like, oh my god, you're right-handed, but you did it with your left hand, but it's the easiest. I'm going to have another video explaining it. Quotation marks, explaining it. Alright, but I will end the video here. So I hope you enjoyed this in any way. You might use it as a challenge, you might actually use it if you have no arm. Make sure that you share this video with other people who play Devil May Cry, or know other people who play Devil May Cry, and maybe we'll do a challenge, or maybe even someone who doesn't have an arm. Nero just trying to ignore me. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you. Well, guess what, Nero? I just gave you a tutorial on how to play your own game without using an arm, which technically you do have an arm. It's just a robot arm. But I'll